Now we're talking about mobile and remote access. Cisco Expressway solution overview. Cisco view, our global view of Cisco Expressway solution allows VPN-less access of Cisco Jabber from the internet world. We have here in this architecture, as you see, a Cisco Jabber. Let's take an example of Cisco Jabber. The same applies on 8800 and 7800 TC endpoints, but let's see. Cisco Jabber on the internal network is locally registered to the Cisco Unified Communication Manager through SEP registration. It's also content search is whether they're using UDS or what we'll talk about UDS, but they're using the co-manager for search of the contacts, or they are using the Active Directory for contact search, or for whether also a photo repository, or there is a third-party photo repository. When Cisco Jabber model is actually moving outside the network, so go through the internet, it's automatically trying to reach the Cisco Unified Communication Manager through Cisco Expressway. Let's take a point here. Cisco Jabber 9.7 and above is the first release, talking about Cisco Jabber for Windows and mobile, the first release that's actually started to support Expressway, started to see or to look for an expressway. We'll talk about the operation of how Cisco Jabber is actually looking for an expressway first before registering internally or registering externally, to taking the decision of where to register exactly. And after that, it will after that release, all Cisco Jabber and also subsequent releases needs to be registered, needs to be available in the back end. Okay, Cisco Jabber and also TC endpoints requires to be TC endpoint 7.1 and above, by the way, is the recommended version. Okay, so what are the choices of Cisco Jabber registration? Okay, of course, we still have VPN option. VPN is not going away anyway through AnyConnect. But the new option that we have, that we're talking about here, is VPN-less access. So before Expressway, we used to have an AnyConnect or any VPN cloud, let's say Junos as well, or AnyConnect from Cisco, and terminate this VPN on the firewall and have an internal IP addresses and etc., and tunnel all the device through this VPN. So the Cisco Jabber will able to register or reach Cisco Unified Communication Manager, IMN presence, Unity connection, etc., to retrieve or to register the telephony service on top of that. The new architecture now includes a VPN-less registration. Means Cisco Jabber will try to query a DNS SRV record, will query DNS SRV record, trying to reach Expressway, a certain record that should be resolved to an Expressway E, and through Expressway E, there is a tunnel between Expressway E and Expressway C that is always open, and Expressway E return or relays this registration request to Expressway C, and Expressway C proxy those requests to the call manager for Jabber registration. Of course, without the need of VPN-less access, because the DNS SRV record must be actually reachable or resolvable from the public DNS. So two options we still have, one with VPN, still working through ASA, and the new option we'll talk about here is Cisco Expressway solutions with mobile and remote access. Okay, Cisco Expressway, Cisco Mobile and Remote Access. What are the features that Cisco Jabber for mobile, for example, can have on Expressway. It has IMN presence. Okay, so Jabber mobile can, or Jabber for Windows, or Jabber for like we're talking about tablet as well, can have like IMN presence service, visual voicemail service, audio video HD calls through Expressway, context search through Expressway, but however we'll look at the context search here that it will not use the original Active Directory and will use only the DDS service. Content sharing here is just making sure that I'm receiving content sharing, and in some case I'm also sending content sharing from the client itself, and I can join a WebEx meeting through Expressway as well. Okay. Now let's look at the concept of Cisco Expressway, Firewall Traversal. Positioning Expressway E and Expressway C, which is the two major components of Cisco Mobile and Remote Access, requires an internal communications between Expressway E and Expressway C. Both of them need to have an always open tunnel on the internal firewall. So, and those always open tunnel will be the basis or the foundation of receiving registration requests from Cisco Jabber on the internet and proxy this request through Expressway C. Okay, to do that, or this concept itself is called a traversal zone concept. And to enable this traversal zone concept, there must be some sort of a traversal server and a traversal client. Expressway E is considered a traversal server. Expressway C is considered a traversal client. So Expressway E, which is our Expressway Edge, is the traversal server. It is positioned and built within the DMZ. Expressway C or Expressway Core is the traversal client, and it's installed and built within the enterprise network. At the beginning, when we do configuration implementation of both Expressway C and Expressway E for mobile and remote access, we define the traversal zone. So the traversal zone for mobile and remote access is initiated from the client, which is Expressway C, to the server, which is Expressway E. Expressway C initiates the traversal connection and outbound in the direction of the green arrow here through the internal firewall to Expressway E on specific ports. We'll talk about specific ports in later slides. Expressway C, however, after this tunnel has been established, it sends a continuous keep alive packets every 20 seconds to Expressway E to maintain the connection after establishment. This connection is basically secured through SSH tunnel, and when Expressway E after that receives an incoming call, let's talk about the now Jabber VPN or Jabber client through VPN-Less Access is already registered through this connection through the call manager, and when Expressway E receives an incoming call, it issues an incoming call request to Expressway C, and Expressway C then route this incoming call request to the Cisco Unified Communication Manager. What happens is Cisco Jabber client is registered on the Cisco Unified Communication Manager as a SIP line. So, and Expressway C is actually proxy this registration, and the IP address of the Cisco Jabber that is shown on the call manager web administration is the IP address of Cisco Expressway C. And the normal operation here is to make sure that the call manager sees a phone that is registered locally, maybe through Expressway C, and it will know exactly it's Expressway C, send the call to the destination, and the call is established at the end with immediate traverses through the firewalls securely, while the Expressway C in the middle of the media. That means that media is tromboning or happening through Expressway C all the way through mobile and remote access service. So Expressway C is always in the call flow and call media during the duration of this call. So media anchored and Expressway C here as we show. Now, Expressway or Cisco Expressway started from 8.1 and above, especially let's say 8.5 and above, let's say, introducing three main features for mobile and remote access. Those main features are tunneled between Expressway C and Expressway E. First feature, XCP router for XMPP traffic. We're talking about IM and instant messaging and presence traffic or enablement service tunneled through the internal firewall, and it's open between Expressway C and Expressway E. The second service is HTTPS reverse proxy session that will allow Cisco Jabber client to come or to register through Expressway E, through HTTPS connection, and also maybe to download the configuration file as well through this service if TFTP is directing to HTTP service, and we're talking about maybe, for example, SX10 or SX20, or the newer call managers can download, or the newer releases 9.1 of IP phones can accept HTTPS download of the configuration file. The third service, of course, is proxy of the SEP registrations, so it accepts SEP registrations, and Expressway C will proxy this registration to the CUCM. So, three services, three main features: IM and presence, HTTPS reverse proxy, HTTPS reverse proxy as well, reverse proxying the visual voicemail service, also photo repository or picture repository service if you are hosting through a third-party repository. So given that, you already add that to the Expressway C whitelist, and again proxying the SIP registration through Cisco Unified Communication Manager. Okay, now let's talk about licensing. How to license Cisco Expressway solution. First, let's step back and see some history here. Starting from X8.1 and above of the release that was introduced in Cisco VCS, Cisco released a new offering of what they call a new product line of Expressway. So Expressway offering are actually solutions that designed to people with having a collaboration UCM 9.x and above. So again, this is subject or requires 9.1.2 Cisco Call Manager Unity Connection IM and Presence and above. Of course, not 0, but we actually targeted 1.9.1.2. Cisco VCS and Expressway are basically the same products. So they are basically the same product. Even when you purchase the product code or product ID Expressway and you try to installation, it comes first as a VCS core or VCS control. Okay. However, with application of the license of Expressway, it transforms its licensing to an Expressway C. or Expressway E, whatever you actually license you put on the same box. Major or mainly they are the same core. So that's why here, in an Expressway offer, it is actually designated or designed to customers that have Cisco Unified Communication Manager 9.x and above. It's a subset features of the VCS counterpart, and it's for the 8.1, even with the same version, and it's directed to mainly mobile remote access and business to business. It also comes free with Collaboration Edge, so you can actually, it's a $0 value. Even though it's a $0 value, you need to order it. It's something that you must do through the upgrade utility, and they need to order it with the licenses of Expressway E or Expressway C. And you need to apply the license once you're starting the implementation of Cisco Expressway. The offer of VCS offer is still the same offering as for the original video communication server system. It contains VCS core and VCS Expressway. The VCS core is designed for UCM for clients that they have video infrastructure architecture in place, and they require advanced video requirements, including mobile remote access and business to business as well. So the VCS offer with 8.1 includes a superset of 8.1 features, include a lot of other features as well, more than the licensing Expressway C, Expressway E, including video registrations as well, and some enhancements of security. We will see in the next slide the difference between the two license offering from Cisco in Expressway. Of course, it's a separate license model and a separate part number, of course. That's why we have separate. Okay, so let's look at the feature difference, whether we're talking about Expressway offering or Cisco VCS offering itself. Okay, Expressway offering and VCS support mobile remote access, which is VPN-less registration of clients, including Jabber and TC clients, business-to-business video integration, talking about here integration with a third party through video communications, let's say SIP to SIP or SIP trunking, or H323 to SIP. Business to consumer, both support business to consumer, in other words, Jabber guest. And we will have another session, or we have another video focusing mainly on Cisco Jabber guest and how to design and also implement Cisco Expressway with Jabber guest and enable business to consumer architecture. The fourth feature is video interoperability. You can integrate SIP to H323 connection. Let's say we have H323 integration or SIP integration, or we're talking about H264 SVC to AVC. Both solutions support this, but of course with optional licensing. So there is an additional licensing here. We're talking about Scout for Business. The fifth feature is a video and telepresence registration. Cisco VCS allow registration of endpoints. It includes TC endpoints, EX60, EX90 endpoints. However, when you purchase the Expressway offering, the Expressway C does not allow or does not accept registration of endpoints. It proxies all requests to Cisco Unified Communication Manager for final registrations. That's why Expressway offering is directed for customers that already have Unified Communication Manager in place, and they want to leverage this Unified Communication Manager as a centralized core control, even for video and telepresence units. And Expressway offering will come to proxy those registration delivered to the Unified Communication Manager for registering endpoints. However, for VCS, it is directed for video enablement customers that they have VCS architecture already, but they wanted to have enabled extra features like MRA or business to business. So what will happen, they will upgrade to 8.x and above, let's say 8.2 and above actually. And once they upgrade 8.2 and above, they will have the possibility to perform mobile remote access and business-to-business solution. Mobile remote access mainly will be the feature. Video session management and call control, of course, comes with a registration. If you register a video endpoint, you also manage the call control as well. Or basically, normally you should manage the call control on the same solution. And so Expressway, they are not accepting registration and proxying only registration. They don't allow, or Expressway-C does not allow any call control or video session management of the video session that go through it, and rely on the UCM and conferencing solution that allow this control for video session management and call control. However, VCS is designed already to do that, so it is this accepted. CMR cloud or hybrid between the cloud and the on-premises is allowed between both. Let's put a hint here in let's go back. Sorry. Let's put a hint here in CMR cloud and hybrid. In Expressway offering, you need, however, an MCU within the enterprise to allow for video mixing as well. So this, yes, is conditioned as well in having an internal MCU or telepresence server that will allow actually conferencing or video conferencing through with CMR service. For VCS, it's already given that you have already a video infrastructure or that integrated with CMR. And will allow video conferencing solution whether in a hybrid mode or in an on-premises mode or cloud mode as well. Okay, XMPP federation is also supported in both Expressway offering and VCS as well, and Expressway federation, this is supported. However, these features are supported. However, you actually need some rich media licensing in some of those features. You will need other type of licensing if we're talking about VCS versus Expressway. Or, for example, if we're talking about Skype for business integration, you would also optional key that will allow this integration. So this is the major licensing offering and what can support and what cannot support, but some additional license will be needed if you actually targeting a special service among those. But in generally, they are supported under both offering or not supported in case of registration call control under Expressway offer.